on the target. No, no. Till the battle's won, till kingdom come. I'll never run. Best to give me your loyalty, 'cause I'm taking the world, you'll see. They'll be calling me, they'll be calling me royalty. Best to give me your loyalty, 'cause I'm taking the world, you'll see. They'll be calling me, they'll be calling me royalty. They say I'm dangerous 'cause I broke all their cages. No, I won't sit and take it. No, no. They left me for dead, I guess I'll never learn. Every time I break, there's just more pain to burn. They'll never, never, never learn. Till the battle's won, till kingdom come. I'll never run. Best to give me your loyalty, 'cause I'm taking the world, you'll see. They'll be calling me, they'll be calling me royalty. Best to give me your loyalty, 'cause I'm taking the world, you'll see. They'll be calling me, they'll be calling me royalty.
Just wish you knew. just wish he knew.
Come to the garden, darling, I will wait for you. Here I will sit till morning like true lovers do. Come to the garden, darling, I will wait for you. Here I will sit till morning like true lovers do. Come to the garden, darling, I will wait for you. Here I will sit till morning like true lovers do. Wait for you. Wait for you.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another AFR broadcast. We're here for round 17 of the AFR Tier 1 Championship. I am Kunai Zero, and with me tonight is Psycho. Alright, so... Oh, actually, did this all break? I think it did. Interesting. I might have to just fix a couple of things. In any case, just bear with me while I change these. I just realized that the sound is different, which is a good time. Because OBS has now implemented audio capture on its own. So, try speaking now, Psycho.
Hey, can you hear me?
There we go. All right, everything is better. Okay, sorry about that, folks. A little bit of a hiccup, but we've still got some time to kill. We've got the drivers chilling in the lobby, so we should be able to get things underway pretty damn quickly. But for now, we'll just talk a little bit amongst ourselves until that point. So, what would be a good thing to do? Let's see if I can get a point tally, huh? Let's have a look at where the point tally is right now. I believe we do have that channel available. Tier 1. So, as it stands right now, FIBA is on 321 points. Big Outlet's in second with 218. So does that mean he's locked that out?
Not yet, no. I think he's close.
25, 50, 75, 100. Okay, yeah, fair enough. Yeah, there's still a couple of races before he can actually lock that out. Of course, there could be DNFs. Looking at the team standings here, so Alpine is way ahead, 513 points. Just for confidence there, 15 wins from the Alpine team, 5 second places, and 2 third places, 7 fastest laps, and 13 pole positions. That's so ridiculous. Mercedes is in P2 with 347, McLaren with 211 points, Aston Martin with 195, Haas with 173, so they actually went up a position from last week. AlphaTauri with 156, they've gone up 3 positions. Williams with 155, they've lost 2. Alfa Romeo with 145, they've gone down 1. Red Bull with 143, so it's actually quite close between them. And Ferrari, terrible run from Ferrari, unfortunately. 60 points over the course of 16 rounds.
Not ideal for the Scuderia. They're struggling a little bit in Tier 1.
Yeah, definitely not ideal. I think we're actually jumping in.
It looks...
The lobby is counting down, so...
We have a full grid.
We do. It's awesome. 20 points. And remember, for those of you who are fans and tune in every week, thank you. Thank you for coming back. For those of you who are new, we are broadcasting Tier 1, which means that is a sprint and race format. So we have a qualifying session. Then we have a Tier 1 sprint, which will determine the grid formation for the full race. So it should be a good one, considering we are at Baku. I mean, who doesn't love Baku? No sarcasm detected there.
It's a very hit and miss track. I think in the game it's better than in real life.
Oh, it's
raining! Well, this just got interesting.
Yes! That's obviously not great for the drivers, but that's fantastic for us.
That really is their problem.
So, rain for the qualification. That is going to throw a massive monkey wrench into the works. I'm curious to see how this develops. Let's get everything set up for ourselves here.
This is going to be fun.
It should be fun. Now, let's have a look at the full names. I think everybody's there. Could you just let me know who is P18?
Vlad.
So, driver 97. Okay.
Is he not running his telemetry?
No. He's probably subbing, and I just didn't update the file in time.
Ah, cool.
So I'm just gonna fix that now. Apologies for the pause there.
I might run outside quickly and just see what the weather's doing for the sprint and for the race.
Yep, that's fair enough. While you do that, I'm going to jump on board with Sneaky here in the Aston Martin. He's the first car out on track on this wet Baku circuit. 16 minutes and 45 seconds on the clock there for our drivers to go around and set their fastest laps. Now, of course, what's very interesting about this is you have to remember qualification is set under parc ferme conditions. So whatever setup you decide to run in the qualification session, you are locked to that setup for the races. Now, you do get some front wing adjustment in parc ferme conditions, but for the most part, your setup is locked. So you have to make a conscious choice. If it's going to rain for the qualification and for the race, well, then you set up a wet setup, you move on. But if it's not, then if you want to get a good time in the qualification session, you risk giving yourself a bad setup for a dry race, and vice versa. You can sacrifice a good time in the qualifying session, run a lower downforce setup, but then you risk getting a poor grid position, as Sneaky just misses the wall. Actually, he might have even collided with the wall there, I'm not too sure. Yeah, I'm curious to see how this develops. I might just... for those of you in chat who are watching, could you just let me know what the volumes are like? I did have to tweak everything, so just let me know if the game... Oh, as he hits the wall hard there! Jesus!
Was that Sneaky?
Damage? Yes, it did. He's got front wing damage now. He has front wing damage now. He's going to have to come into the pits for sure. So we'll switch over to Mikau, who is ready to go on a fast lap.
Yeah, so I had a chat to the pit crew for AlphaTauri, and they confirmed that it is going to be a dry sprint and a dry race.
Excellent. Okay, well, there you go. Therein lies the question. Will our drivers go for a setup for the race and then basically just do what they can in the qualification session? Or will they try and get a mid-ground? Will they try and give themselves some leeway in the rain and get a good grid? I would assume most people will just set up for the sprint and the race, and they'll just do whatever. Considering you have a sprint, you can do all your work in that and get your grid position for the main race. But we'll see.
Farmer Sam crashed on his outlap down the main straight. So he's out.
Oh, he's out? Oh, he is.
Yeah,
oh,
yeah,
wait,
he completely crashed. He binned it.
Yeah, and that's again coming up as another driver that I haven't fixed. So who was that? Sorry, Farmer Sam?
Farmer Sam,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, he's running driver number 36, so I will update that in a moment. For now, we will stay on board with Mick out here, who went through Sector 1, has a green Sector 1 for now. So as he comes up to the Sector 2 line, which I believe is... Where's the Sector 2 line? It's at the bottom of turn 16.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Down.
There we go. Oh, and he's...
Down past the downhill section.
Just rubbed the wall there with that car. So here we go, 1:27.7 for now. They move through. I'm curious to see what the final times will be as we have 13 minutes and 30 seconds left in this session. We see a yellow flag there as I believe there's a car on the side of the road. There's debris definitely back there in that corner. And it belongs to the Red Bull on your screen. He'll be going into the pits. I believe that is Jackson, number 74. No, that's Pond. Pondon runs the number 74, I believe. There's Miko will cross the line, and it's a 1:54.1. So the first time on our board, 1:54.1. Jack Humphrey's there with the 1:55.1. Yep, as these times start to roll in. Now, while we have this break, let me just adjust this. So that was Farmer Sam. Alright, now, who is currently on an outlap? I believe Sneaky. Yes, he hit the wall quite hard on his original outlap, so he'll now come into the second flying lap, as you can see him just trying to warm up his tyres as he approaches turn 16. T-Mac, 1:54.3. M-Dog takes provisional pole for now with a 1:52.412 on the intermediate tyre.
Mikau putting in a surprisingly quick lap. He's been kind of sort of like midfield pace this season, but that's an incredible lap by him. And yeah, M-Dog, our current Tier 3 championship leader, most likely to win the championship, is showing that he's pretty much ready to move up to Tier 1.
Yeah, we'll jump on to the T-Cam for Sneaky's lap. And Trent with a 1:54.8. Jumping over to P7 now. Oh, Big Al with a 1:52.4. I'm curious if Trin maybe gave his teammate a bit of a tow down that back straight, considering their track positions.
I just realized the gap between Mikau, Big Al, and M-Dog is like 2 seconds.
Also, just pointing out in the chat, Brockwell, I love your intensity in the comms. Thank you very much. I do enjoy this. I am Kunai Zero, and my co-commentator here is Psycho, who also runs in Tier 2 as a driver. We enjoy bringing you commentary. It's about the only time, it's the only thing I cosplay. This is my David. I do it voice only. Fortunately, I don't share his good looks, but we do our best.
That was good. That was really good.
There we go. Sneaky now through Sector 1. Moving his way through Sector 2. Of course, Baku, a very technical circuit. It's one of those ones where it's very fun to watch because there really are no runoffs. It's one of those things where you... Oh, and he sets the fastest Sector 2. Beats it by half a tenth. So this is actually looking really good for the Aston Martin team right now. His teammate, Kebab, 1:54.3 in P6. Here we go.
Yeah, Sneaky's on hell of a fire.
Yeah, and the rain is not letting up at all, so really well considering the conditions. Straight to the line, 52.4 to beat. And he does it by 2 tenths, 1:52.224. That is a great time there for the Aston Martin.
Yeah, very well done by him.
Oh, an endo cap! I capped to that. A little bit.
Oh, endo!
A little bit too suspect there. He just slid into the wall there. Luckily, he doesn't cut off the Alfa Romeo. Let's have a quick look at the replay. I believe that I've caught that. Oh, well, I've caught that a little bit late.
Oh, endo!
shame.
It's a very tricky corner, especially in the wet. Because these guys wouldn't have done any wet practice. Chance of rain around here is pretty low, so I'd be surprised if any of them actually have turned any wet laps at all.
That's a good point, actually.
I know we definitely didn't. Because the chance of rain around here is so low. So yeah, already being a tricky corner. It's downhill braking. You're braking on a bit of a turn. It's it's tricky enough in the dry. So in the wet, it's just a nightmare. Just on board with the Pondon as he comes through the castle section on his flying lap. I think he tapped the wall at the Charles Leclerc corner.
So just keeping an eye on these times. Sneaky is still in provisional pole there. 152.2, M-Dog with 152.4. I take that back. A 151.8 from the Mercedes driver. You must have seen that I was talking about him, so he's now taken that position back. I can only imagine Sneaky will have something to say about that as we see a McLaren in the wall there. I'm not sure which of the McLarens that was. I believe it was Big Al. Yes, it was. Thank you, Driver Tracker. As Sneaky sets a 152.0, so he gets a faster time, but it isn't fast enough to take back that provisional pole.
Big Al doing his best Ando impression.
You think it's the Williams that want to impress or imitate the other drivers, but here we are. So Potty now flying down that main straight to set his fastest lap. I expect a pretty decent lap here from the Haas. We'll find out. Switch it up a little bit. Here's the Halo HUD. You can see the ERS percentage on your right there and the throttle and brake inputs on your left. Up through the gears, 320 kilometers an hour or so before the end of the straight. Exactly on the button, actually. Hard on the brakes, third gear, turns in. Now, of course, these guys want to make sure that they don't put too much throttle while going through those corners. These rear tires spin up very, very easily, and that is the fastest way to get a one-way ticket into the wall as he sets a faster Sector 1 by almost 2/10. So I expect a new provisional pole sitter in just a moment.
The track's getting a lot faster.
Yep, you'll probably see a dry line start to form as we have 7 minutes left in this session. In through the castle section. He's navigated it well. It's usually where people trip up. Or as I like to call it, the Charles Leclerc fun zone.
That was pixel perfect by Potts through the castle.
Was indeed. Moving now through Sector 2 into Turn 15, hard on the brakes. You want to be very careful. Most people tend to bunny hop that left curb, but it can cause some floor damage, which is of course irreparable. So you want to make sure, one, you avoid the wall on the right and you avoid the curb on the left, which means you want to try and get that as good as possible. And Potsy did not quite get the fastest sector there, so he gained time in Sector 1, but he's actually lost that time in Sector 2. So this is going to be quite neutral. I don't know if he'll be able to get provisional pole, but he'll be damn close if not. Here we go, down to the line. 51.8 to beat.
Oh, there you go.
0.096, but it is a provisional pole time. It's a 151.707 from the Haas driver. So for now, he is on top of the hill. I'm curious to see which one of those guys, and I mean, it's the top three that we've been seeing quite rapid, but I have a feeling some of the guys just below will have something to say about it as well, as Jack Humphries at 152.5. Also, Feber's out of the race, and I don't know why, and I don't know if I've missed that. Did you know that?
No, I just saw it now. I think he crashed. He must have crashed.
Oh wow! How did I not pay attention to that? My mistake. Well, that's my bad, ladies and gentlemen. But
I missed too.
It's saying that he's currently in P13 with a 154.4, and he's out of the race. So, okay, that would have been the driver I'd expect to challenge for another time as well, but he's out. So I wonder if Jack Humphries will pick up the mantle. It's usually one of the two Alpines that tend to fight, as we have a 5-minute warning there on the timing tower.
Well, they do have a sprint race to make up for it, and knowing how Jack Humphries and Feber overtake, I don't think it's going to be too much of a concern.
That's true. That is very true. We still, of course, do have a sprint race, so There's tons of places to gain, and as you said, it's a dry sprint and a dry race, which means you'll be able to put everything into that sprint. Oh, as we see an Aston Martin taking the escape road at the back there.
I think Endocat is about to set his first time. He's made 2 attempts so far and he's bottled them both.
Endocat single-handedly keeping those carbon fiber factories in business. Once upon a time in AFR, that used to be Red Bull. It was the Red Bulls that would break them all, as Potsy set another fastest lap of 1:51.4. He wasn't content with what he had before. Decides to solidify it just a bit more as Vlad crosses the line there with a 1:52.9 in P8.
Brilliant time there by Potsy. He's well and truly showing his class.
Yes, indeed. And we're seeing really good... Oh, and it's Apollo Pepsi! Again, the Charles Leclerc fun zone, and the Ferrari ended up touching that wall. I think that might have actually damaged him a little. I'm not sure. It has. Apollo Pepsi does have front wing damage, so it's not severe. You can see that it still has its structural integrity there. It's got its end plate, but it is slightly damaged. That will affect his handling. I wonder if he'll finish the lap or if he'll come into the pits.
Oh, Lord.
Keep an eye out on that Aston Martin, because I think that was on purpose. I don't think he tried to make that corner. Not sure if that's, neither here or there, but that's my observation. It's Apollo Pepsi making his way down. He's staying to the left of the circuit. I'm curious if he's going to finish this lap. He is. It's not going into the pit lane. So Apollo Pepsi will cross the line with a 1:55.4, so it's enough to jump his teammate. The Ferrari's down in P17 and 18. They're having their own little race. As we change to Jackson here for the Red Bull. Now, this is interesting. So who's in front of Jackson right now? That's Potsy, and his teammate in the other half, Vlad, is behind Jackson. They're all going to set flying laps, I believe. So,
Potsy has no ERS. He's down at 40%.
No, he's got 40%. You're correct. He's got 40%. So I wonder if maybe we'll see that Haas just pull over into the pit lane. But he was weaving left and right. He was trying to keep temperature. You don't really do that if you're going into the pits.
Yeah.
So I think he's going for a flying line. Yeah, he's crossing the line. All right. Keep an eye on that timing screen. We'll stay on with Jackson right now as we have a 2-minute warning. So it's last call for all of our drivers here at the Baku City Circuit. Jackson is the one we're watching. Currently P10 with a 1:53.3. Obviously when the Aston Martin's getting out of the pit lane. No impedance though. Also another thing to point out, it is raining, so you'll notice that nobody has DRS assistance, which will mean that speeds are obviously lower across the board. As someone has retired from the session, that is Kebab. I don't know if that's a crash. It is. You can see that green dot on the map there, just at the top of Sector 1.
Pulled off an escape road in turn 2. Well, I say pulled off, we've probably been in the car there.
Alright, so we are counting down the seconds, almost approaching the 1-minute mark. There's Jackson now coming up to the castle section. See if he can navigate it through. Well done. It's a little bit slower, but slow and steady wins the race. I mean, it really doesn't in Formula 1.
Well, it's going to help you around here. If you can keep your front wing intact, you'll end up in a good position.
Yep, that's definitely true. I thought I saw a wing on the side of the track. Probably didn't. That's fine. So Jackson out, and he will set a green sector 2. So it's a faster lap for him, but it doesn't look like it'll be anywhere near the top. As we have a couple of more yellow flags as people get out of the way. So I'm curious to see where this Red Bull will go. His teammate Pondon, currently a 1:54.1 down in P16. I'm curious to see if Jackson can improve on his P10 time. Here we go. 53.1 to beat if he wants to jump a position. Whoa, and he decides he wants to take more. P6 there from the Red Bull, a 1:52.4. Big Al with a 1:51.8 shoots up into P3. And did Potsy just take... Potsy just crashed out.
He finished his lap and just went straight on.
And he went and he retired?
Okay.
There is a massive hold up there in the fun zone. And that is
that
Apollo Pepsi. Oh, it's Apollo Pepsi. So
What have you done, Pepsi?
So-
He's facing the wrong way in the castle. He's going backwards in the castle.
yeah, so I in true Ferrari form, he has decided to recreate. Oh, except he actually made it out to the top there. So that might have to be looked at. That's caused a couple of issues, especially for M-Dog, who actually came in contact. So that's ruined his entire lap. And he's also got damage, that severe front damage. You'll actually have a look. He is missing, the entire thing. I thought he was just missing a bit of it. It's actually all gone. So that might be something to look at. It's unfortunate that that's happened. I can't imagine Apollo Pepsi meant to do that. But, that happens. That's notorious for that section. And yes, Z-Dog, you're correct. He was double purple on that stint. So that's gonna be that's harsh. That was
harsh. Potentially pole on debut in Tier 1.
That is rough. That's all I can say. It was on for a very good time there, and unfortunately he was held up by another car, so see how that goes. But for now, anyway, Potsy will start at the head of the grid for the sprint race. I take that back! Sneaky at the last moment with a 151.3. Where does it... Wow, okay, I thought we were done. But the Aston Martin proved me wrong. Wow, 151.3 right at the end. That'll put Potsy in a P2.
He really snuck that in there. Does someone have like a soundboard for crickets?
Yeah, well, it's not over till the fat lady sings, and the fat lady sounds like a turbocharged inline 4. Mercedes inline 4 for that matter. Wrapped in green. Wow, okay. Well done.
Impressive time by Sneaky. Very well done.
Well done by Sneaky there. And, true to the namesake, right?
Absolutely.
Very sneaky. Okay. So there we are, 51.3. That'll give him provisional pole, and he will start at the front of the grid for our sprint race here at Baku. Potsy with a 151.4. M-Dog with a 151.8, of course, was impeded on his final lap, so it's unfortunate there. Big Al, Crush, Mika, Jack Humphrey. Oh, that's Jackson, actually. Jack Humphreys, Ando Cap, Batemate, and T-Mac round out the top 10. An unfortunate non-starter there for Farmer Sam. He'll start at the back of the grid, and of course Apollo Pepsi with that 5-position penalty because of the collision that occurred between himself and M-Dog. He will have to start at the back of the grid as well. But of course, it's a sprint race, which means no pit stops, all throttle, all go, and they'll be able to try and fight for that coveted track position for the main race.
I bet you the only driver that will be on softs will be Ando.
He tends to do that, right? Yeah. He tends to
every week.
Yeah,
he does it every week. Oh, I love it.
So we're just waiting for the drivers to connect and get everything sorted. And then, of course, we are not running Formation Lab due to some bugs, but I do believe that we will be doing some testing over the next week, and they may return for the end of the season.
Yeah, it'd be nice to get Formation Lab back. It's you definitely miss it because you just immediately go from like quality to a loading screen, and then the race just starts. It feels very awkward. Like it's just like the pacing is just off without the Formation Lab.
It is. It is weird to just jump straight into the race, but what we can. Here we go. Okay, so of course there are the lights. There is Sneaky leading the pack. Will it be a clean turn one? We're about to find out. They are off, and it looks pretty good so far. There's the predicted pit stop strategy. Thank you, AWS. The answer to that is 0. So here we go. The Haas up alongside. You can see M-Dog trying to get an early attack as Sneaky makes his way. Still leading the pack, but M-Dog manages to jump Potsy to gain a position early in the race.
Is my UI bugged, or are both those Aston Martins up front? No,
Kebab is in P13.
Yeah, mine's bugged. Mine says Kebab's in P1.
Alright, so we are on board right now in the middle of the pack here. Here's Andocat fighting for P10 with Trin. It looks like Trin has managed to jump up into P9 there. So T-Mac and Andocat teammates also fighting each other. So of course no intervals until they cross that start-finish line. As the Haas there of just tipping the back there, Vlad. 12 there, Fever and Kebab trading places as well. Jump up a couple of positions to the grid there. Jack Humphreys. And P5. There's a little bit of a gap between himself and Big Al. He's dropped off. Hopefully he'll be able to gain that back.
Fever so far not doing Fever things.
He's back down to P15. Again, with the predicted pistol. Again, thank you. That's AI hard work. Coming up with a predicted pistol strategy for a pistol race. Here we go, Fever now chasing combined YouTuber. As we see a lot of positions trading back and forth just ahead. And Fever is definitely...
Well, he's got him.
Actually, I expected a little bit more speed. I'll be surprised. I'm a little surprised. I thought Fever would be running more or less downforce setup there. Never mind. So he has a lot of work to do in the upcoming 8 laps. But Sneaky still in the lead.
Oh, Fever, look at that traction.
Just to get the position there for combat. Ooh, and he loses the backside, but catches it well. It's one of the things that these Alpine drivers seem to be just on it. They can really control that car. I've seen that car almost 45 degrees at times. He still manages to keep it. See, like that! Like, again, the rear of that car is very, very loose, but he just seems to be so comfortable with it.
They run some interesting setups, I believe, for races. Very, very loose. Really easy to turn the car, get around the corner, but traction is so difficult. But these guys are just so good at getting the traction down. It's insane.
Ooh, he gives a bump to Andocat ahead. He's going to be very careful about those. Otherwise, you can cause some actual serious damage or spin out your competitor if you do that a little bit too much. So I understand you want to get ahead, but you got to do it within the confines of the rules here as we hit Sector 2. And Fever's going to try and abuse the slipstream advantage. Here we go. He's going to look at the inside. That's not a place I'd overtake, but he's going to try and do it. The Haas is a massive crash ahead.
God, what just happened?
And it looks like that is a car. That is a safety car, and I was just about to say what may be called because that is terminal damage for the Williams. That is T-Mac out of the sprint race. We are now down to 19 people, and the safety car has been called, so we will regroup, and this will most likely work in Fever's favour.
I think that was T-Mac and Vlad. I'm not too sure. That was quite well. So Fever was fighting for position, and then the accident happened in front of him, and he just managed to skirt by it completely unscathed. Made a couple of positions more, so he's doing well so far. Trin
and Andocat are both coming into the pits there. Now I think Andocat may have caught some damage. No, he didn't. Ali has damage, and combined YouTuber also has front wheel damage there. Now, you said before this sprint race started that Andocat would be the only person to start on softs. Andocat actually started on mediums.
I don't know what happened.
Farmer Sam started on the soft tire. Now,
it's the first time I've ever seen Ando not start on soft.
Yeah. So now I have to take it a little bit back because he didn't start on softs, but he just changed to them. Trin also has done that, so they've got a pit each. And it looks like Vlad has also changed onto the soft tire, if my telemetry is correct.
Yep, you're correct.
He has. And I believe Pondon has done so as well. So all those guys down at the back, they're going to switch to the soft tire, of course. They're going to have fresh tires, more performance. They're going to be able to lean on the tire more, and they're going to try and abuse that performance to catch some of these front runners. And because it's a safety car, you don't really lose that much time in a pit stop.
Yeah, they'll make it all back. It's going to be a bit of a shorter run though, so it is probably going to be about a 5 or a 4 lap sprint at the end after the safety car. So not a lot of time to make moves, but they should be able to get a couple of positions up. I imagine Fever would look to get at least 2 or 3 more positions before the end of this race to set himself up nicely for the race, for the full race.
So lap 3 of 9, that safety car, considering where some of these cars are, it may go around for one more go.
Oh no.
Is there a crash?
Can you check if Trin has damage?
Yeah, I can. Let's have a look.
Oh, he does. He's
He doesn't actually have telemetry running, so I can't. But if we switch to his car...
Oh yeah, he's missing his front right end plate. So, under safety car, completely unforced error, put it into the wall.
Oh, yeah, there it is. Okay. Does he come into the pits, or does he just suck up damage? Yep, he's almost to the left of the track. So it's safe to say, yes.
This is really bad for him because you've only got so many tyres, and if you're burning up sets of tyres in the sprint race, you won't be able to use them in the actual race. So if he's going to throw on, hopefully another set of softs. Yeah, put another set of softs. Okay, good. So these will be a scrub set from quali.
Word of the
And
day.
then he,
Sorry, continue.
yeah, and then he also won't have a fresh set for the race itself. So if there's a safety car towards the end of the race itself, Trent won't have fresh tyres.
There it is. I was just going to say the word of the day here is strategy. So all of these things come into effect. You may be very fast on the track, however, there are multiple factors that go into a victory, and tyre management is one of them, and it's an important one as well. We only do run 50% races, but even so, we do have to take care of those fancy rubber shoes.
It's pretty rare to see T-Mac make a mistake like that. He's usually on the ball, and he very rarely DNFs, so it's kind of shocking to see him DNF.
Interestingly, Trin actually owns the fastest Sector 3 right now, 24.4. It's all Crush owning the other two.
Yeah, this is only T-Mac's second DNF this season.
And I don't even know if it was his fault. He may have come in contact, but didn't see the full accident. We only saw the aftermath. So, yeah, not sure. Not sure about that one.
Yeah, I don't believe it was his fault. Did we just have an overtake?
I didn't see any indicators.
Oh! Phoebe's missing his wing.
Yes, he is. And it's actually... Wait, is he missing his whole wheel?
Yeah.
Something has happened there. Now, I didn't see any notification for any penalty for a collision, so I think he's collided with the wall, and that's going to be a big problem because the safety car is in this lap. So Phoebe will now has to pit, right? He can't run with a wing. That's going to be a nightmare to drive. So you can see everybody weaving except for him. There is a stationary Alpine because what's the point? I mean,
he's doing his best Kimi Räikkönen impression.
Yeah, exactly. He's just going to have to come in. You can see him just chilling in the left-hand lane there. And it's going to be up to Sneaky to restart this race. We'll jump on board with him. I think I jumped on board at the right time. He does. He puts all of the pedal to the floor and continues to wheel. It's a little bit disorienting, I must say, as the Haas of Pozzi right down the inside and manages to gain P2 away from M-Dog. And it's a pretty decent restart as Big Al and M-Dog fight for positions themselves. A little bit of a tap there, but Robin is racing, as they say. So Sneaky in the lead of this race. Pozzi manages to go up to P2. Big Al takes P3 away from M-Dog. So there'll be a little bit of work there from the Mercedes. And I think Phoebe has decided to retire from the sprint session. I don't think he saw any point in moving on. Technically did that at the tail end of the safety car, so I think that's okay.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. Since our rule change, that should be fine, I believe. Yeah, a little unfortunate there for Phoebe. Not quite sure what happened there. I don't know if he made a mistake warming his tyres up or what, but he's going to have a lot of work to do in the full race now.
Have a look at this. Pondon in P15 having a very tough fight with Vlad. He's going to try and go up on the inside of the castle. Is that going to work? Yep, no. Giving each other way, so Pondon up into P14. Vlad will move back one. Catch up closer to his teammate there in P7 at the moment. We'll jump back up to M-Dog, who is closing down on Big Al here in P3. We've only got a handful of laps left in this sprint race. Oh, and he does. M-Dog actually rubs the wall there, but luckily no severe damage. Speed there, 338, almost 340 on the end of the straight there. Oh, and he spun him! He spun him round!
M-Dog.
He spun him round. Now that's very interesting because I mentioned it previously. He was giving him a couple of taps. But that's huge for them. That's actually quite
greedy.
Yeah, and that's lost them big time. That's lost them big time. That might be something that stewards may have to put some focus on. However, if you're Jack Humphreys, you're cheering.
Oh yeah, he'd be laughing all the way to the sprint race bank.
So big change now. Those two are down to the final positions left on the grid. Big Al in P17, M-Dog in P18. Jack Humphreys navigates well through the castle section, chasing down the Haas of Potsy. 7/10 the gap at the moment. We'll switch down to P11 at the change there. Ando Cat only 2/10 away from combined, looking for that inside the top 8, but of course only the top, the top 8. Yes, the top 8 gain points in the sprint race.
Yep, only the top 8.
As we have another yellow flag, that's one of the Mercedes, that's Trin. As you can see, Trin just parked off to the side of the road. And I'm not sure exactly what happened. He's cooked his tyres, that's for sure. I can't see any damage on that front wing. Looking at Trin, he's got no telemetry there, so. But
he's not had a good race.
No, he definitely has not. A sneaky sets another fastest lap. I take that back. Jack Humphreys has something to say about that on 142.3 from the Alpine. And DRS is enabled for the last 3 laps of this race. And the McLarens are now fighting each other. It seems Trin is really using that slipstream. He's going to go up on the inside. And I can't imagine Big Al's too keen to let someone else by, considering the race he's had. But maybe for the sake of team orders. There we go. Oh, no, Big Al is looking again. No, decides to fall in line.
Trin does have a tyre advantage.
Now look at this, Endocat and combined side by side. It looks like Endocat did manage to get around the outside though, and maintain the position he does. So Combat right now down into P11. He looked on the inside.
He gave it a little bit too much. He's down in last now.
That's worse here for the McLaren boys.
Potsy is pushing that Aston Martin through the castle.
What's that P1? What's that pole position for the race? And he's going to do what he can to get it. Now, of course, DRS is now enabled. So Potsy's going to have that advantage going down the main straight. And Baku is one of those tracks where you have to keep that in mind. It's not... Sometimes you just want to get ahead, and I understand that. But you do give up positions for DRS. So you want to time it. Do you want to do it maybe on the last lap, where then they can't respond? Or do you do it on the lap before, but then you have to defend ultra hard?
Yeah, you're better off waiting for the last lap really to try and make that overtake because of the DRS down the back straight.
At 340, 348, 348. So 348, as he hit that, he decides to fall in line there. As Crush with a 142.1 will take the fastest lap of the sprint so far. So Potsy's biding his time. He knows that the DRS is going to allow him to stay right behind that Aston Martin. He's not going to make too much of an early move because it wouldn't be in his favour. I might have to eat those words though, because he is looking on the inside. No, see, he decides to stay back because he knows he's got some time. So he might as well do all the math and get the move done when it benefits you the most.
Potsy is a very experienced driver. He's won the World Drivers' Championship for AFR. So he's done this before. He knows what to do. He's gonna stick behind and overtake exactly when he needs to.
And Sneaky's going to be well aware of that as well. You have to... he's going to know that it's going to take some defending. So this is one of those things where do you try and bait Potsy into doing an early overtake? Do you maybe slow up a little bit and just leave that room? You know, we've seen a lot of those games in real life. I can think back to Jeddah in 2021. Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen playing that game to the DRS line. So it's... Well, I mean, we're about to find out as we hit turn 16, so I would assume that Potsy makes the overtake on this lap, but then it means he is on full defensive till the end of the race. So let's see exactly what happens here. So you can see he doesn't have a lot of ERS left, only 22% in that battery. He even hits the overtake, which means he's committed to this move. Now, he chooses to go to the left. It's going to be right past, not any form of struggle there for him.
Bit of a lock-up.
Yeah, it gets a little sideways, but he catches it. So now the onus is on Sneaky here in P2, because where do you jump him? Do you jump him here, but then of course you're vulnerable on the last straight? Or do you use the wing, maintain the gap, get really, really close, and try and get him on the last one? That's what he's going to do. Okay, so the question is, will Sneaky be able to... I mean, if I had... I'm going to take a stab and say yes. Potty has very worn tyres right now, 40% across the board. Sneaky with only 30%. Sneaky currently has 50% of battery energy left. So unless he messes up the next couple of corners...
Bait crashed in the castle section. Massive accident there. Massive accident.
Sneaky just went through the castle section.
Sorry, not castle section. I mean turn 5.
There we go. Okay, right. So yeah, I did see that Big Al is now out. So again, we've gone from 20 drivers down to 17. Trin the only one. Only McLaren left. Here we go. We're coming into the last couple of corners of this race. Potsy is in the lead, but Sneaky is very close behind, with half the ERS left in the reserve.
Potsy did get a phenomenal exit.
He really did. Now it's going to be down to the line. Here's the Halo HUD. Have a look at the overtake. Oh, it's looking pretty clear. Sneaky's going to use his DRS. He's going to have to pick a side. He goes right. And Potsy will have absolutely no choice but to let him past. And that is an excellent win for Sneaky there. There was just not enough speed left in that Haas to defend. However, Potsy did manage to keep P2, so not all is lost. And Jack Humphries will take the third step on that podium. But that was an excellent drive there from Sneaky. He knew he had energy in reserve, and he had the DRS assistance, and he just skated right on by as they made it down to that line.
Brilliant drive by Sneaky. Same with Potsy and actually Jack Humphries as well. Jack Humphries making up quite a few positions there. Our veterans, Bieber and Big Al, unfortunately having pretty average races. Big Al not to his own fault. He had that issue with M-Dog, and then bait crashing in the castle also. I believe that's what killed him.
There we are. Sneaky takes the win here of the sprint race, which means he will start front and center. Well, not front and center, front and right side?
Right. Yeah, right side.
Front and right side there for the races. Kebab will pick up a driver of the day. He gained 7 positions over the course of that race. The biggest loser there was Big Al with 14. Lost at the end. So Sneaky in pole and gains 8 points for his trouble. Potty with a phenomenal race, but unfortunately just losing it right at the end there. He'll pick up 7. Jack Humphries, Crush, Jackson, Endocat, Kebab, and Mikal, our point scorers for this sprint race. And again, a rough one there for T-Mac, Fever, and Big Al, all DNFing at the end. And of course, Trin there in the other McLaren, who had a couple of issues himself. Now we move on to the main race. 26 laps, I believe. 26 laps?
26 laps, if correct.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I could just times the sprint race by 3, right?
Trin complaining about his setup, not very happy with it. Locking up constantly.
Mm. That is one of the downsides of not running ABS.
Well, I
think
think
have those issues.
It's more about the case of wing, because these guys, because of the long straight and it being the only person who can really overtake, everyone is running absolutely no wing at all. So the car just feels like a boat around here, because you have to run no wing, or else it gets swallowed.
You just lose way too much speed if you run a high downforce setup. That's the problem with Baku, right? If you run a high downforce setup, you're going to have immense grip in the corners. But then the minute you hit the mini straight and then the long straight at the back, you lose out to everyone. So yeah, it's just one of those things you have to contend with. Like Monza, right? Nobody runs high downforce at Monza, even though arguably you get way better turn-ins than some of the chicanes. But nobody does it because the whole thing is just straight.
Yeah. And as with most tracks these days, it's very hard, if not impossible, to overtake in the corners. So you'd rather have the speed on straight.
All right, so here we are for the race. There are the 5 lights. They are out. Sneaky with a decent start. Actually, Potsy gets a much better start there than the Aston Martin and takes a very early lead. You can see the Mercedes of Crush as well. He sneaks up there into P3. Vlad gets a position as well, down in P8. Wow, we are seeing positions trade everywhere there. Trin has gained 4 positions so far. M-Dog as well, up into P10. There's a predicted pit stop strategy. 1 stop, medium to hard. I don't think anybody will go for a 2-stop unless we see some damage. Or possibly a safety car.
Trin is on soft since his immense pace off the start. Bates spun turn 2. Bait and Pondon, I think, came together.
Yep, they're down at the bottom. Pondon on the mediums, Bait on hard. So, majority of people are on the medium tyre. Trin is the only person on the soft. And actually, I think it might be even between the medium and hard ones.
And a cat made contact with Mikau, and they're both crashed together side of the wall, and they're gone too. AlphaTerra is having a shocking race so far.
Alrighty, so Potsy still in the lead of this race. Sneaky chasing him down. Crush Kebab, Jack Humphries, and Jackson in the top 6. Let's see the spread. Oh, and I think Kebab has lost some wing. Not some, all.
He's got nothing.
Yep, that's heavy damage. T-Mac also with front wing damage, as well as Endocat and Baitmate with that early collision. Man, Kebab's going to need to be really careful here. If you don't have a front wing, his front tires are going to want to fly away. So I assume he'll come into the pits. I'm not sure how you get into the right side of the track. No, never mind. He crosses over.
Potsy and Sneaky side by side into turn 1. Crush also getting in on the action.
Here we go. They traded slightly, but Potsy is still maintaining that lead. Crush is doing all of the... Oh, he's got a mistletoe on his helmet. That's so cute. So, the brakes here as we approach turn 3.
Oh, that's who's on the wall? Oh no, green flags again.
Here we are switching to interval times. And trying to keep an eye on all of these battles that are happening. Usually, there's quite a lot at the start of the race.
The top 3 have just vanished.
So just have a look there at the gain loss. Kebab has lost 13 positions due to that wing error. And Feber gained 9. Trin with 8 at the moment. So big
Yeah. Trin is due to the soft tyre, Feber is due to being Feber.
Alright, we'll go back a couple of positions here, down to P7. M-Dog, of course, just tangling with Big Al right at the end of that sprint race. It cost him good points and positions.
I understand what Trin's trying to do here, but being on that soft tyre means he's going to have to go for a 2-stop strategy. So unless he gets lucky with a safety car, this might not work out well for him.
M-Dog goes to the right side of Vlad. Escape past. Doesn't even need to go. It's just pure power. Now see, DRS is enabled. Oh, and he's fouled! Oh my god, and he's hit the rear. Oh, tell me. No, he's okay. He's okay. He did collide when he spun the wheel. Spun the rear wheel. I thought he just took out Farmer Sam there. As
It looked like he had someone.
Yeah, as Endocat picks up a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. So that is a rough start for his race.
Insult to injury there for Endocat.
Going right up on the inside. And he'll get the position too. Farmer Sam will have no choice but to... Actually, no, I take that back. He decides to attack on the inside of the next turn. And it's working for him so far. They're still side by side. I think the Mercedes will have the advantage going into turn 5. Yep.
Kind of?
He stayed ahead.
Oh.
Have a look at T-Mac having a shootout to avoid collision.
Didn't look very stable there at all. Potsy's doing some work at the moment.
2 seconds it seems. He just put on... James an old interval. It's dropped down now. But yeah, he's starting to get that time away. So Sneaky will want to make sure he stays... or picks up the pace. Otherwise he's going to lose that DRS. And then the time will just go further and further away. We'll jump up a couple of positions here. P5 as Jackson is chasing down Jack Humphries. the Alpine. These guys have DRS to each other. Sorry. Looks like he was actually in the 170 mark. This is the fastest lap of the race, 142.2.
At this point, it's Potsy's race to lose. He's flying. As a Fever makes another position, he's up in P8 now.
And Big Al is also looking at trying to jump. The drivers here, Vlad has been mugged a couple of positions. McLaren might get him again. Let's have a look here. Yep, it's faster. So Vlad is just almost like a sitting duck. As you see the McLaren go right up on the inside. He's going to go later on the brakes. And that's very lucky because Fever pulled up, I think, a little bit more than I expected him to. And I thought Big Al was going to go right into the back of that blue car, but he did not.
Fever and Big Al really showing why they're first and second in championship at the moment. They are both of them next this coming Wednesday will be competing in a first cross-platform event with a couple of PlayStation and Xbox leagues from the region.
That's right.
So keep an eye out for that. That'll be exciting. They're competing for a prize pool as well. I think it's $150.
I don't think it's being streamed, but I think it's being captured.
It is being streamed.
It is being streamed?
Okay. Yeah. They're running 18 drivers, so they're going to have 4 commentators, and I think 2 of them are streaming.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So we'll definitely link it in the AFR channel when it happens, and post some information about it soon.
So fun to watch as we jump on board with M-Dog here. P12 chasing down Ali in the Ferrari, and based on the gap right now, so he should have no trouble at all. Here at P. Oh, he just has to go right. Switching moves there. Oh wow, Ali just braked way later, but the switchback might be on, and there it goes.
Good defense by Ali, not just giving it up.
No, he tried, but that's the only problem when you... Oh, there's Pepsi will pick up a 5-second penalty for a severe collision with Nick Howe. Not often you see a collision with another driver in a race get a penalty.
That must have been a massive hit. Mikhail's missing a big chunk of his front wing, and I don't know what Pepsi's doing. Pepsi's car looks fine though. Oh, well, he barely pulled that car up actually. I don't think his car's fine.
Let's see, having a look at the damage there. So yes, Mikhail with severe front wing damage, T-Mac with front wing damage, and Batemate still with front wing damage there.
Sneaky, not really giving this one to Potsy. He's maintaining that gap, but oh, as I say that, Sneaky punts the wall.
Oh, yep, and it looks like Crush is going to make the overtake. Yeah, now Sneaky does have front wing damage, doesn't seem severe.
That's commentator's curse at its finest. Second I say his name, he's straight into the wall.
Mercedes will have no issues.
Is he gonna... Oh my lord! He's not pitting? Okay.
He decides that he's going to wait for the official pit window. I'm sure that's going to impact his race, but it'll be light damage considering most of the wing is there.
He'll still save time. If he stays out another 5 laps, it still saves time to an extra pit stop. He might even come in a bit early, maybe instead of lap 11, maybe lap 9 or lap 8.
They are the combined now, P9. As Mikhail comes into the pits, of course, no damage. They on the positions. The fastest sectors of the race so far. Potter with sector 1 and 2.
Fever nearly murdering Trin.
Trin just lost some carbon there, I believe he's got damage for sure.
Yeah, he just got mugged. He just got absolutely mugged by Fever, Big L combined, and Vlad.
Now, was that on his own volition, or did he get assistance?
I think Fever might have given him a helping hand.
Didn't quite catch that on the screen, so I suppose we'll take it as hearsay for now. Lap 6:26, 20 laps to go. Potsy in the lead of this race, and instead of an Aston Martin to contend with, it's now a Mercedes-Benz. Crush 2 seconds behind, so Potsy will just have to maintain that gap. However, don't forget, it is Baku, and unlike another city circuit, safety cars work here, so I fully expect that we might see one sometime in this race.
I'd be amazed if we didn't, to be honest. Pretty interesting fight going on here at the front. So Sneaky obviously losing that wing. That's going to cost him a bit of time. Not as much as I thought. He's kind of hanging in there.
So he has a 4-second gap here to check out, as it seems. Some parts of the track. It's 2.5. But he is maintaining the gap to Crush quite well, actually. So yeah, it's probably a better call not to come in and waste that time.
Kebab and Pondon battling side by side, and Endocat overtaking Mikhail on those soft tyres compared to Mikhail's hard tyres. Mikhail goes for the switchback, takes him back into turn 1 and secures a position in the turn 2.
Struggling a little. His teammate is doing fantastic work. P5 at the moment. I'm just trying to get past Kebab here. They're going back and forth. Hit that stride. Switch to Big Al now, chasing down Fever. Off on the hard tyre.
Big Al and Fever working really well together so far.
Definitely. Potsy, of course, still with that fastest lap. There's Big Al, you can see him just encroaching there. We'll call it the speedometer. Look at that, 340 kilometres an hour. Goes up into the left side. Hello, goodbye. No effort at all. Turn 1, P6. Now it'll be up to Fever to try and return the favour towards turn 3.
It's about 13 seconds off the lead now, so they've got a bit of work to do, but it is still manageable. They could still catch Potsy.
Again, it's not over till it's over, and we still have plenty of race to go. Like I said before, safety cars are a real possibility here at this circuit, so Potsy can have all the gap in the world, but if one of those gets called, it all evaporates to naught, and then pit strategies become super important.
Tren is in the wall at turn 2.
And there's a VSC. So the difference, of course, is there is no physical safety car on the track. Instead, it will be a virtual safety car. They'll drive to a delta of about 40%. And they have to be very, very careful because this fantastically coded game sometimes will flash an impossible delta, which will cause them to look up, try to get underneath that point, and they'll actually get the penalty for their trouble. So hopefully nobody gets hit by that bug. Or if it's gone, that'd be even better. I haven't heard anything about it recently.
Not too sure if it's completely gone. I personally haven't had it in a long time. These days it's usually just people not paying attention to their deltas. So that tends to happen sometimes.
So have a look at that. That's so interesting. Fever is on 30% wear on the rear tyres. Only 20% on the front. Wow, he's really spinning those rear tyres, huh? He decides to go and overtake on the right side. Gets the move done. Fever now up in the P5. A Sneaky finally comes into the pits.
Wouldn't be too surprised if that's the case. I mean, you see the way Fever drives. That car's pointing at an angle most of the time.
I'm sorry, I just have to interrupt for a second. Trin is out of the race. He has crashed. He has crashed coming into turn 15. You can see it there on the map. The lonely orange dot on the key-shaped circuit. And that would have been the... Was that what caused the VSC in the first place?
No, that was something else.
I just didn't know
Trin just did that.
I didn't know if it was a delay or not.
I think it was just a couple of front wings broken off. They brought out the VSC, and then yeah, Trin just did the same thing he did in the sprint. He just couldn't. I think its setup was the setup as the issue. He just couldn't break into that corner.
We'll jump back a couple of positions here. M-Dog in P9, chasing down Vlad in the Haas. Towards turn 15. This is one of those risky ones where you're going to keep off that right wall, otherwise for some people it'll actually crash you out depending on the angle that you hit the wall or the suspension.
Now, something we did miss during that VSC is Sneaky took the opportunity to pit.
Yes. No, I mentioned that he came into the pit, so...
Sorry, my bad, I missed it.
Okay. But yeah, I said that he finally came in, so yeah, he's now rejoined back at P15. As we see M-Dog with the DRS trying to chase down Vlad, but Vlad also has that rear wing. Oh, we got a safety car. What is that for?
Same spot as Trin. It's an Aston Martin.
It's Kebab.
Kebab.
Yeah.
Just on board with Mikhail now as he comes past it. Yeah, you can see the bits of debris and carbon fiber everywhere. He saw what Trin did and thought that looked fun. Let's try that.
Yeah. All right. Well, this is going to throw everything in the air at the moment. So that gap that Potsy had maintained will be gone as Crush will gather up behind the safety car. They still have to loop all the way around.
Sneaky's going to kick himself. He waited one lap. He's probably going to lose a couple of positions now because of this. Not too many, but I think he's going to lose a couple.
Brock in the chat, it's to everyone. The reason why the intervals, because the intervals don't update every second like they do on the actual leaderboard, they have a gap in between. So you'll see them go like 0.2 and then back down to 0.7, and it's simply because someone's gone through a corner and the update times are before and after the corner instead of the entire way through. So for the most part, the intervals will be correct, but it's the fact that they don't update at like millisecond intervals is why they look funny.
Snags quoting from his driver, who he's obviously engineering for.
That is a rough one. That is a rough one, but that's somehow how the cookie crumbles. As Potsy decides to come into the pits, and so does Crush. So let's have a look at these pit lines. Yep, everyone underneath 80 kilometers an hour. Maybe something you want to see. Just getting a penalty because you couldn't slow down.
Everyone will be coming in apart from Sneaky. Let's see if he...
Jack Humphreys didn't. Jack Humphreys stayed out.
Why would he do that? Oh, yeah, okay. This is really bad for Fibra and Big Al. And Jack Humphreys, really, because they have to throw on mediums now, and they're going to have to do 16 laps on those mediums, which is doable. It's just not going to feel great. Alright, Sneaky coming around turn 1 now. Let's see how many positions he actually ends up losing. Oh, that's a lot. Oh, that's horrible. He crashed! Sneaky just crashed into turn 2.
Wow.
And lost even more positions.
Damage from that? No. Well, that's a shame.
He just put the nose into the wall at the outside of turn 2.
So Batemate is also still rocking front wing damage.
Snags, can you confirm what happened there? I mean, was that a suicide attempt? I don't know what Jack Humphreys is thinking, to be honest, staying out on those tyres.
His brakes are broken. Making the car so near.
Oh, you mean physically? Yeah, righto, okay. Actually, I do believe in chat today at some point in Discord he did mention he had a brake problem.
Well, that might be coming to bite him now. Down in P10 at the moment, Jack Humphreys in the lead of this race. What's he very close behind on fresh hards, so they're both in the same compound, but as you can see by the current tyre age, Humphreys has 10 laps of wear on his. Sneaky with 2. Mick out with 5. Everyone else fresh.
So everyone, will be able to go to the end of the race on these tyres. The mediums are not going to feel great because they're only good for about like 11, 12 laps. So they will make it, they're just not going to be fantastic at the end. Jack Humphries, though, will still need to pit. He's the only driver that still has to pit.
Oh, Fieber and Jackson just switched places there. They went back to their original places, but I'm assuming that maybe Jackson might have been just applying some brake pressure for
Either that or Jackson was warming up his tyres a little bit too much.
Yeah. Alright, so lap 12 of 26. Almost.
Safety car might come in this lap if Andercat catches up before the safety car reaches sector 3.
Plenty of time. And then we will see just how much pressure Jack Humphries gets put under, because he's going to have to restart this race. One, he's going to have to try and catch Potsy sleeping and get a better exit. And two, yeah, he's going to be fighting hard because he's going to have those fresher tyres, so they're going to allow him more performance.
I expect Fieber and Big Al to make some positions up pretty quickly here because of those medium tyres compared to the hard tyres. The medium tyres feel significantly better at the start of the stint. Life of the soft tyres, you could probably get 6 or 7 laps out of the soft tyres, Brock.
So let's see, the safety car has not informed whether it will be coming in. Now I'm hoping, just for the sake of leader, that it does not choose to do a very, very, very late call, which I have seen before on this track. It doesn't seem as though that's the case. No, it's going to continue on.
Ando didn't catch the train in time. He still hasn't caught the train, actually.
If it turned in right now, now come on. He will go around for at least one more. So at the exact midpoint of this race, as soon as we tick over lap 14, we should be back under green conditions.
We will. This will be the last lap in the safety car. And then, yeah, they'll be off again. Oh no. Man's in the mud. He's got 9 lap old medium tyres on. See, that's the issue. If you use your medium tyres in the sprint, which means you only have one fresh set of medium tyres for the race itself. So if you go from mediums to hards back to mediums again, you're going to be putting on worn boots.
He's now going to have to catch the grid. I don't think the safety car will wait this time.
No, we won't wait this time.
Go ahead.
And Pondon is, he's going to have to pit again. Those tyres won't make it to the end.
There they go through the castle section. Aston Martin safety car is making its way around. Hopefully the final time. Jack. Restart this race. Now, this is the difficulty with the Baku circuit. The rule state, you must maintain average speed, and that nobody is allowed to overtake any other driver until they cross the start-finish line. And the safety car is in this lap, so race control have confirmed, and it'll be up to this man here. Start this race, jump on board with him, and just curious as to when you want to do that. You don't want to do it too early, you also don't want to do it too late. You can't really catch what's going. You can see the back and forth there. Potsy is really keen when Max Verstappen was trying to push the car ahead almost. Up under the way. Just keep an ear out on for that rev.
Oh, he's going really late.
There it is.
Oh,
There it is,
gone.
and he did it well. He did it well. He's done it exceptionally well. Potsy did get caught out a little bit. There's at least a 4/10 gap there, as they're still trying to get some tyre temp. And then hard into
Phoebe's
the
got
brakes.
Jackson.
Well done,
Phoebe took
Farmer
Jackson to turn 1.
Yep, Farmer Sam. Oh, and Pondon makes a couple of positions as well. I'm curious as to what happened there. I think there was an incident. It's one of the Ferraris. It's Ali.
Big Al gets Jackson into turn 2. Jackson getting mugged.
Great time there for the Red Bull.
Potsy is all over the back of Jack Humphries.
Yeah, he wants P1 and he wants it now. And he still has 12 laps of the race to go, but he's like, no, give it to me now.
He knows he can see Phoebe and Big Al, so he's aware that the real threat is behind him and catching him quickly. He needs to put as much gap as he can between him and those two drivers if he wants to win this race.
Looks like everybody's gotten through the castle section cleanly. Cooper Loop saying that the castle section always scares me, especially when going too wide into it. There's the issue. It's not a too wide corner. If anybody's going too wide into the castle section, you're doing it wrong. I mean, I'll say this though, if you're going too wide and you come out unscathed, power to you. I don't think that's how that works.
I've never seen that happen. Bieber is nearly climbing inside that Mercedes.
It's Potsy trying to do the same to the Alpine. Here we go. Potsy is using the overtake to his advantage. No DRS, of course, as we just came out of a safety car. Potsy was right alongside. Into that first corner. And Jack Humphries might try and brake later to see if he can get a bit of an advantage through the corner, but no. Potsy will take the lead of this race, and it is up to Jack Humphries to try and say, oh, actually, no, he lets his teammate by. This is clever. Oh, as he gets a little sideways but catches the car. I think Crush is probably going to punish him for that. I think Big Al might as well. They do, so Jack Humphries down into P5, but he very cleverly let his teammate through with no battle at all. So now Phoebe gets to fight Potsy for the lead.
Yeah, well played there by the Alpines. Very strategic. Awesome job. That hurt Big Al a bit. He's still got to get past Crush, which I don't think it's going to take him long to do, but it's going to help him up an extra lap, which gives Phoebe that gap that he needs, and it also helps Potsy out.
Alright, so King J's asked for a damage check. So this is the damage that I can see right now. Apollo Pepsi and Ali have come into the pits recently, so they're now fresh. However, Apollo Pepsi does have rear wing damage, so that's going to be an issue. Whoa! As while the Red Bull of Jackson is around in the castle section, that's going to cause a massive, massive pile-up at the moment. Now,
Oh yeah.
M-Dog has given Vlad the position back and has unfortunately lost the position of Farmer Sam, because Farmer Sam was like, I ain't waiting for nobody. So they've gone through there as Baitmate makes a position. So Jackson, well, there's your update. Jackson now has damage. Baitmate has front wing damage. M-Dog has front wing damage. Combined YouTuber has quite severe front wing damage, and that'll be because he ran into, I believe he was one of the cars that ran into the incident there, as we have a Sector 3, I believe that's Ali again. No, it's one of the...
So, it's Bait.
Oh no, it's the AFR, is it?
Yeah, it's Bait. Crush managing to actually hold Big Al behind for another lap. Big Al's going to get a little frustrated at this point. He knows he needs to get past Crush because Crush has already lost DRS to Fever.
The other thing here is Jack Humphries has 53% average wear on his tyres, Pondon with 51%. So those two are going to have to think about pitting very, very soon.
Yep, they'll have to come in.
Rush doing a really good job keeping his McLaren behind. It's Potsy still in the lead of this race, but unlike himself and Sneaky, Fever is maintaining that 3/10 gap, so he's going to have to do a lot more to shake that car off.
Big Al at this point might as well be driving that Mercedes. That's how close he is to him.
Coming to turn 15 15 here, hard on the brakes. Make sure you don't nudge the guy ahead. And they avoided the wall, so that's 2 for 2.
But yeah, also with double the ERS that Crash has, so I'd say he's got this position pretty much locked up this lap. Only 3 tenths behind him, without DRS even being enabled yet. Yep, he's got him. Easy move.
Laps to go. I just have to point out, so the fastest recorded speed is tied between Fever and Big Al, both within 348 down the straight.
Oh, Pepsi, same spot.
There you can see the Ferrari, the side, and that'll call out another safety car. That will be another safety car for this race. And now, let's see, what's that, lap 17? This is going to this is going to be interesting, because can you realistically do softs?
Yeah, you can. They're not going to feel fantastic, but the advantage they'll give you in the first, like, 3 or 4 laps is you can't really discount that. This helps Jack Humphries out quite a bit too, actually. He needed this. Jack Humphries and Pondon actually needed this safety car.
Let's see how this develops. As you can see, these guys can catch up to the safety car, which is parked just outside of turn 2.
Plus, looking at tyre allocation, these guys would, if they're going to pit, they have to pit the softs. You can't do mediums. They've used one set in the sprint, and everyone's used mediums in this race.
Interesting. We'll keep an eye on the tyre life as they come out of the pits, but or a betting man, I would assume you're going to see essentially the top 12 all commanders.
Potsy, I think, is he baiting it?
Oh my god, he's
no! Okay!
Fever, or Big Al, or Crush. Jack Humphries definitely is. Vlad is coming into the lane as well. Sneaky is staying out. Wow, I was so wrong. T-Mac coming into the pits there, as well as Mikau, and Pondon, and Andocat. And
I'd say it's one of those cases where everyone's doing the same as the guy in front.
Yep.
So because Potsy decided to stay out, Fever and Big Al went, no, we need to stay out too, and then everyone that was within range of them did the same thing. But as soon as there was a bit of a gap, everyone that had the gap decided, no, we need to pit.
it's interesting to say the least. I wonder how that develops. I wonder if that means that these guys get enough pace. I wonder if the soft tyre will give them enough performance gain in order to catch those cars ahead.
Jack Humphries could probably get up to P4, but Big Al, Fever and Potsy I think are just too fast. Even on the older tyres, they're too fast. They're safe.
Tyre age. So 7 laps of wear across Potsy, Fever, Big Al. Crush with 7, Sneaky with 9, Farmer of Sam with 8. See Jack Humphries, T-Mac, Mikael, Vlad, Ponton and Andocat with fresh softs. Baitmate combined, M-Dog and Jackson with 1 lap wear. And Ali is coming out of the pits here with, I believe, sticker reds.
Yep. He's got a bit of time to make up though.
All of this bodes even more for soft tire, the soft runners, because it means they just need to maintain that heavy wear a couple of laps, which will give them more performance for the back end.
Yeah, it also helps the guys on the harder tire though, because that means the more laps they're burning under safety car, the less laps they have to defend.
That's right. So, lap 19 at the moment, 26 for the race, which means we are 7 laps away from that point. More than enough to push these soft tyres, so I'm very curious to see what that battle looks like. In any case, it'll be more hard work for Potsy to maintain that lead.
Yeah. Rocking that Jack's podium. I reckon other companies could get more places. I think it'll be better than four. Big Alpha. It'll be just too quick, and it's going to take Jack to unlock to get past 3 cars in front of them. So unless something happens between Potsy, Fever, and Big Al, which does tend to happen with these guys, they push each other to the limit, and then sometimes over the limit. So a podium is definitely still on for Jack Humphries.
Oh, they're saying Mike is playing. I'm coming through 5 for these, so I'm just curious if it's strange. Hopefully it's okay. Can we see Fever/Big Al's tyre percentages? Because you asked so nicely, Lights, I will do that for you. So there we are. Fever with 37% on the left, 39% on that rear right. And who else do you see? Big Al? There's Big Al there. Big Al has fresher medium tyres. And again, it really worries me that Fever has so much more wear on those rears, because it means either he's sliding everywhere, which I believe because I see it, or he's just spinning up those rear tires like on exits and stuff. Actually, the front right just hit the 30% mark, so it gets the
a lot of it does come down to setup. So if you're running a lot lower wing, you do slide more and spin the tires more, and you do wear them significantly more.
It's in comparison to the front is where it gets me. So if you have a look at, say, Big Al, right, he's got a fairly even spread. Well, actually, no, you've got a point. It's closer. It's closer, but yeah, the difference is bigger.
Apparently my mic is doing very weird things. I might just leave Discord and rejoin to see if that does anything.
No worries. It's coming through fine for me, but I guess I can't hear the output for OBS, so probably much different. It's good now as he leaves.
Nice.
Alright, so on the safety car, 20 of 26. And someone just came out of the pit stops.
I reckon Ferrari have the most experienced pit crew on the grid after this race.
So combined, and M-Dog have had 4 pit stops each. Ali has had 5 this race. Looking at the gain lost, let's see, Kebab with 12 lost. T-Mac has gained. T-Mac has gained 12 positions. Fever has gained 17. That's such a monster move. And Big Al has, of course, gained 4. Of all the people that are still in the race, Jackson has lost the most. He's down 9 positions at the moment. Pondon and Baitmate and Crush are still where they started.
Fever.
Safety car is in this lap.
Fever doing his best last to first impression.
And he's got quite a big obstacle on the way. It's Formula 1 shaped, it's white, has Haas written on the back, and it's driven by Potsy. So he's going to have to try and overtake said obstacle. Really get that first to last out of the way. And is it really first to last if you started in 18th?
No, it doesn't count, unfortunately.
So here is Potsy in the lead, swerving left and right in order to get temperature into the tyres, or he just likes the way it makes his ears feel. Either way, it's up to him to it's up to him to start this race, and Potsy actually does these quite well, so we'll see just how well he can do it. However, Fever also knows the tricks of the trade, so I'm curious to see if he falls for Yeah, he did a little bit. He did a little bit. And you know who really got a good start is Big Al. He almost managed to creep up to that rear tyre before the start-finish line. But, of course, you can't make that overtake. You do have to wait. It's sneaky. Oh,
Farmer Sam.
Farmer Sam is so far off the track right now.
He's on those worn tyres. Broke himself.
Yep, he's just rejoined the track now. So that is not good for the Alfa Romeo. Here we go. Now, keep an eye on all of those soft runners because I think they're going to be on a charge. And to prove my point, Jack Humphries right up there in the P5 now as T-Mac loses a position as well.
Sneaky getting mugged. Sneaky well and truly getting mugged. 2 positions. He's probably 3 positions now. 3 positions in 2 corners.
It's nuts.
Yep. He should have pit. He should have pit.
So there's a lot of time to gain for these guys. Just curious to see how hard they're going to push. Jack Humphries has a nose full of... just a little bit of a tap there for the Mercedes. Just a little too slow. Jack's... here we go, right up on the side.
Look at that traction.
Yeah, it's nuts. It's actually nuts. The only thing is, I did technically give him a helping hand and up through the castle section. In any case, Jack Humphries up at a P4. Now, if he can maintain speed, yeah, I wonder if he overtakes his teammate again.
He might get Big Al. I don't know if he'll get Fever, but no, actually he's got time. He's got a few laps left to do it.
Look at T-Mac here. T-Mac just trying to get a little bit of slipstream help. Of course, there will be no DRS due to the safety car restart. We'll have to wait a couple of laps. And he's getting squeezed. He's being given 1 car length and 1 car length only.
T-Mac should have him under acceleration into out of 10-2.
See the overtake being used.
Crush defending very well.
T-Mac's got the speed. He's going to have to go onto the right side. It's going to be a really rough one. T-Mac can't stop the car. It's done! Oh my god, how did he dodge the wall there? How did he dodge the wall there?
Crush defending exceptionally well on those old tyres.
And I think Mikhail might have something to say about all of this. While they were fighting, it snuck right up there.
And AlphaTauri does look hungry.
And look at Jack Humphries. Okay, I'm curious.
I said these guys should have pit. They should have pit.
1/10. Jack Humphries is 1/10 faster than the last lap of Big Al. Brakes. Jack Humphries also putting a pretty decent gap between himself and Crush.
He is.
Oh, Jack, catch it! Oh, there we go. Alright. Calm down, buddy.
Trying to do his best Fever impression there.
Let's drive to the ragged edge. Now T-Mac, here we go. He's going to try and make the overtake stick this time around. He's got much more speed than the last time. As we see the DRS enabler. Whoa! He's going to get it! Out on the brakes now. He's going to have to take it all the way around. Oh, they're going to come together, but the car width was left. T-Mac's going to inch down to the front. P5, well done to the Williams. That's going to allow Crush to have DRS, I believe, unless the detection zone was earlier. Nope, that is the Mercedes. So I wonder if we have a skip past. He won't. We'll have to fall back in line, so good job there from T-Mac.
Fantastic job by T-Mac getting past there. Also good by Crush, but defending that as long as he did as well. He is completely out of ERS. He's got 11% left. Mikhail will be looking to get past him next, and he's still got 40% of the tank.
Alright, so just keeping an eye here at the front. Potty is in the lead, but not by much. Fever is sticking well and truly behind the Haas. Big Al also doing the same to Fever, and Jack Humphries is waiting for that precise moment to pounce. They make their way very, very well through those sections, and I just keep seeing Fever's car going sideways. That's going to cost him time. Potty's going to be able to get away if he maintains it. He's really going to try and limit the amount of slip he's getting.
You see, this is the issue with those medium tyres now. They're completely dead. The hard tyres are still fine. The mediums are gone. And the softs as well. So Jack Humphries has got a chance here, but if he doesn't overtake in the next lap, I'd say, he's got no chance because the soft tyres will be completely dead as well.
Well, we have DRS, so all three behind Potsy will have that assistance. I'm just curious to see how much faster the cars are than each other. Look at Big Al ahead. He is encroaching on Fever there, but I don't think he's going to make it. Oh, he's going to choose the right side. He's going to go half on, half off the track. Here we go, around that first corner, and the positions do not change. We have a 3-lap warning. That is 3 laps to the end of this race. Jack Humphrey tried to sneak up on the right side, but couldn't quite fit the car. He will stay in 4th. The DRS line down towards turn 3. And again, Big Al has a lot of speed in comparison to this Alpine, but just can't seem to put it away. So no positions changed.
Mikhail did get past Sneaky a little further back.
It's 5% for this fast lap there, 141.3. Oh man, Big Al is trying to get the overtake done towards turn 7, and he does! The Alpines are now together, Big Al in P2. I wonder, does Fever return the favour that his teammate granted him earlier in the race to allow him to fight for the front, or do they race each other?
I'd say they race. The Jack and Fever's tyres are both gone.
The problem here is that's allowed Potsy to really get more of a lead, extending out to that 1 second mark. So if he manages to do that, Big Al will lose DRS, and that might as well be game over.
Now, apart from Sneaky, Potsy has the oldest tyres on the grid at the moment, but I can promise you his tyres are feeling better than everyone else's tyres.
So have a look. Here are the Alpines. Jack Humphrey is much faster than his teammate. He goes to the left side. Fever will take the right side of the circuit, and it looks like there's going to be no fight. We'll go right down here, and I think he's going to allow him to try and take out that McLaren.
Now, you say allow. Fever burned all of his DRS until he was completely empty.
He didn't allow anything. He forced. Did Fever just crash?
He did. He went straight on the escape road. Oh god, and that rejoin was questionable at best. That's going to cost him a little bit. There you go. Jack Humphrey's up on the podium.
Okay, so Crush now trying to get P4 back from T-Mac. Looking at the tyre age there. So those hards, not bad. Actually, everybody at the front is in red territory. That includes hard and soft tyres. So the soft tyres are already at 51%.
Yeah, those softs they'd be pretty worn. Same for the mediums. The hards are probably okay-ish, but this is probably close to the windy. You want to pit on the hards anyway. But unless Potts makes a mistake, I think he's got this. He's just broken DRS to Big Al.
Big Al just touching the wall there.
Yeah, Crush managing to actually get past Mikhail again. So, well done to him on those old hard tyres. So he should be able to maintain that position, I think, as... Is that another issue? Did Fever drop all positions? Oh, he did. Fever's in the wall. Yeah, he lost it. He's in the wall. I would be surprised if Fever had a puncture.
So Jack Humphreys really tried to push onto Big Al at turn 1. Just couldn't get it done. We are on the last lap now, so it's considering the gap between Potsy and Big Al. I think Potsy probably has this in the bag, unless something major were to happen. I see that Mikhail and Sneaky are trading places here. Mikhail up into P6, Sneaky dropping back one. And there's a couple of battles happening there as M-Dog is trying to make some positions. I must just point out Pondon up into P8, so that's actually a really, really good position gain for him.
Oh, that's Fever, that's fine. Yeah, Pondon on the same strategy as Jack Humphreys.
Sneaky murdering Mikhail in through turn 7, and I think Pondon's going to try and squeeze in through here. Oh, this is not going to go well. Oh no, actually they give each other way. No, fair enough, as we have a yellow flag in sector 2. That's T-Mac!
He's gone backwards through the castle? Okay. That's an interesting way to take that corner.
right, so this is actually going to be really, really interesting to watch, so bear with me, ladies and gentlemen. Here comes Potty down the main straight. Big Al has absolutely no chance to catch. Jack Humphries, he seems to be quite far away from Big Al. He's got no chance to catch either. Mikau coming out of that last exit. And it looks like everyone's pretty spaced. So for now, Potty will cross the line and take the win for Tier 1 here at Baku. Big Al will come across in second. Now we shoot over to the Aston Martin Sneakies. He's going to try and go on the right side. He will get Mikau to the line. Well done there. Wait, no, he backed out. He backed out. He backed out.
Because he's the one that punted Mikau into the. Yeah, he just returned the position.
So he has done the honourable thing.
That is the honourable
thing.
thing to do.
Well done, sir. I give you props for that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's so weird that you'd back out there, but no, that makes sense. Okay, so he gives Mikau that, and everyone else, Pondon up P8, M-Dog in P7. Something like the gain lost. Yeah,
hats off.
15. My God, 15 positions.
Hats off to the real MVPs today. The Stewards at that downhill left-hander in Sector 2. Sorry, Stewards, I meant the Marshals. They would have been really busy today. But no, Big Al, absolutely phenomenal drive. P16, I think, to P2. And then obviously
Yep.
Potsy, fantastic drive for him too. Very awesome. Awesome win, well deserved, well fought.
Okay. On that, there we go. There is Potsy making his way to the podium.
Yes, Gus, I agree. Big Al would have won if he
What
did.
is this? This is the greatest celebration I've ever seen in my life. He's got his wheel.
I've never seen that one.
That's fantastic. I've never seen that. That's so good. Okay. So Potsy there lifting the P1 trophy. And
I'm fairly certain that there'll be some scrutineers that are very upset at the moment.
Right, yeah. You're definitely not allowed to take that wheel up there. Also, I need to point out, Farmer Sam had the fastest lap in that race, but also got disqualified because he was the wrong way round at the end. So, nobody gets that point. Yeah, well done. There we are. So, Potsy finishing in P1. So, a good points haul for him across the entire weekend, but we'll just focus on the race for now. Big Al with P2, Jack Humphries in P3, a great performance from him, unfortunate for his teammate. Dropped all the way down to the back end. Crush, Mikau, Sneaky, M-Dog, Pondon, Vlad and Baitmate ran out the top 10. And as you can see, Fever down to P16, and we had quite a few DNFs and one DSQ. It's all in all, a pretty good race weekend. Now, that's all for Tier 1, but we will take a short break as we have Tier 2 around the corner. So don't go anywhere. We'll catch you in a moment.
See you guys. Wow. That was interesting.
you've overused them and wasted all I am. I stayed this time. I follow the thoughts that are my mind. I'm leaving you, and now I know you'll miss me when I'm gone. You'll miss me when
in a hour, do some archbishop. Been a school them from when me in a car shot. Liverpool couldn't test the way me raw sit up. Quick draw, him drop and can't get up. Him not fast enough for my problem that you never solve. Send for the Dan brace for your firestorm, cause I turned into a monster. Ready for the war, with a wig of black. None of them boy, they no bad. None of them boy, they no bad. Bad pants in our do some archbishop. Them no bad. School them from me in a Turkish. Them no bad. School couldn't test the way me raw sit up. Drop and can't put up. No fast enough for my problem that you never solve. Send for the brand race for your firestorm, cause I turn into a monster. Ready for the war. Wake up with your food. None of them boy, they no bad. Left a mark, young gog on a regular. We say them hardly ready. Them a new type of artillery. We a boss and not Tom and Jerry. Out the blue I hit you with an airstrike. They not bad like my air nice. It's a rare sight, yeah. Steady aim with precision, equal vision with a clear sight. Better go get your face right. Them boy, they not bad, they not bad. Yeah. None of them boy, they no bad. Look back, live with my boss. If you mark, them no bad. No regular, me see them hard, them no bad. Me a new type of artillery. Hey, I'm on top of Jerry. All the blue, you got that airstrike, you no bad. Me every night, no bad, clear sight. Steady aim, them no bad. And it's the vision, we got clear sight. That get perfect, them boy, they no bad.
Children used to run and play. Look at all the mess we made. Guess I never know where it went wrong. Sometimes I feel like all that's sad, 'cause viral then people forget. In this crazy world I don't belong. I see fire burning but I close my eyes. Everything is falling out of place. I see trees ripped from the ground, but nobody makes a sound. I see fire burning, but I'm fine. No, I'm nobody. No, I'm nobody. The future feels so unsure. Didn't we deserve more? The burden that you left is way too heavy for me. Do you ever feel like the world would die out? My anxiety's off the roof, I cry out. We have gone too far, take me back right now. I see fire burning, but I close my eyes. I'd rather deny that. Everything is falling out of place. I see trees ripped from the ground, but nobody makes a sound. I see fire burning, but I'm fine. No, you're nobody.
Not rocket science, cause I'm a whiz kid. It's fire, fire. Fires of the galaxy up in this. I'll be rolling like it like this. Not rocket science, cause I'm a whiz kid. Fire. On the night out, I'm on the high cloud. Shooting stars at the crowd, stars down. I'll be rolling, I like it like this. Not rocket science, cause I'm a whiz kid. It's fire, fire. Fires of the galaxy up in this. I'll be rolling like this. Not rocket science, cause I'm a whiz kid. It's fire, fire. I'm just a red dog in your. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Ooh. rolling, I like it like this. I'll be rolling like this. I'll be rolling, I like it like this. Then I like it like this. I'll be rolling, I like it like this. I'll be rolling, I'll be rolling, I'll be rolling, I like it like this. Then I like it like this. On a night out, I'm on a night out, I'm on the high cloud. I'll be rolling, I like it like this. No fucking science, cause I'm a whiz kid. It's fire, fire. Balls up the galaxy up and down. I'll be rolling like this. No fucking science, cause I'm a whiz kid. It's fire, fire. Balls up the galaxy up and down.
Been trying to change what I've been trying to say. Words don't come straight from my head to my mouth. It's such a shame that it fell out of place. Was never me that was bringing you down. Why we always looking for more? Why we always looking for more? Why we always looking for more? Always looking for more. Why we always looking for more? Why we always looking for more? I wish that I could change what you wanted. I wish that I could change what you wanted. I wish that I could change what you wanted. I wish that I could change what you wanted. I wish that I could change what you wanted. I wish that I could change what you wanted. I wish that I could change what you wanted. I wish that I could change what you Why we always looking for more? Why we always looking for more? Why we always looking for more?
It's so hard to open my eyes. I'm blind to the light from the sky. I'm dealing with things I can't write. And all of you know it's been no easy road. But I keep working harder, going harder just to prove something. Burning out, I can't do shit for weeks. Guess I proved nothing. Everybody wants my work for free. I know you have the money, things are looking different. I'm not putting up with you, not anymore.
Back, ladies and gentlemen. Break here to bring you round 17 of the Tier 2 AFR Championship. I am Kunai Zero, and bringing me with tonight's broadcast is Kaban YouTuber.
Hi.
Alrighty, so as you can see, just counting down to the qualification session for Tier 2. And curious to see. I assume this would be dry, but it'd be funny if it was wet as well. It's overcast. Curious. Okay. Well, we'll see how that develops. I'll keep an eye on the forecast percentage. It's looking pretty good so far. Here. Is anybody coming up as different drivers? They are. Okay. Okay, we'll have to fix that. Alright. Fine. Can you tell me who is P7?
P7? Farmer Sam.
Okay. So let's change this number across both.
Farmer Sam's raced all tiers.
Yeah, so that's cool. He changed his name. That's cool. I fixed it. Who is P10?
P10 Apex.
Okay, so Apex. Excellent. And who is P15?
Jacob.
Jacob Meister, running number 73. I believe the last two should be AI. 11. Yes, that's Perez. 31. Yes, that's Ocon. Excellent. All right. We're good.
Yeah, there's 18 drivers, so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that's good.
So two are not there.
All right, so
This is
who
fun.
is the furthest on track? It's an Aston Martin, so I'm going to say it's...
Oh!
Oh, did I just get booted? I did.
Yep, same.
Interesting. Okay, it looks like we've got a bit of an issue there. Let's switch over to
That's weird.
this and see if we can get that fixed. Apologies.
That is quite odd.
The session is going, but I can't... Oh, that's funny. All right, what if I leave? And then try and join back in.
Should be fine. You just rejoin, yeah. At least it didn't happen in the race.
Wow. I've had that one happen before. Interesting. Please let me spectate. Don't break. Like join me into the race or something. Should be okay. I believe it's going back in.